Welcome back, everyone. This is round 3 coverage of the Green Mountain Championship, brought to you guys by GKPRO and sponsored by DISCRAFT. My name's Paige Pierce.
I'm Missy Gannon.
And we are back at Brewster Ridge in the tight wooded long fairways here, and it's gonna get a little interesting today, I think.
Yeah, a lot of technical lines, really nice fairways, and you can see here Paige and Hailey holding it at the top at 6 down. Sarah and Catrina, Sarah at 1 down and Catrina at 1 over for your lead card today.
And it started raining before the round while we were practice putting, warming up drives. Started downpouring rain, so we were worried about the rest of the round.
Yeah, and in the woods it's a little more protected, but you could definitely still feel it. Hole 1, 320 feet, par 3, a relatively straight shot, but main objective is getting it through this gap, and if you can get a little bit of late fade on or late turn on a backhand, you will be set up really nicely.
Going with my soul here, like you said, just looking for that late flip.
Nice hyzer flip. Ooh, it's tracking. Oh my goodness.
Dang, that was close.
That must have looked like it went in from your
really
vantage
did.
point.
All right, Hailey, indecisive on this one still. Backhand or forehand. She opts for the sidearm with her Onyx. I think this is a good call for her. She's got a really beautiful sidearm.
Yeah.
Great speed into the mulch. Good correction from round 1. She found herself about 40 feet left, so.
Yeah, and it's no surprise here you'll see Sarah go with that forehand play as well. Flipping it over a little bit too much. It does happen to fight through those trees, but she'll be outside of circle 2, looking downhill at the basket.
Catrina opting for the backhand with the M4 here.
Yeah, you saw her kind of line up that straight shot and just get that late flip as well. She looks like she might have come up a bit short.
But closer than I would have imagined after hitting that last tree right there, so. Hokom now from just outside circle 2. Cat looks like she's right on the edge of the circle.
Oh, just hyzers out a little too early. It was feeling pretty chilly at this point. And that was sort of different from what we've had the last couple of days. Great birdie pickup from Hailey. Nice way to start off the round.
Yeah, and we haven't had to play in the rain at all this year yet, so this was our first time even carrying umbrellas.
Sarah picking up her par. Also great birdie from you, keeping it locked up on the top. And moving on to hole 2, 550 feet, par 4. Such a demanding hole with OB all along the right side, just to kind of add to the difficulty of navigating these trees, because any kick to the right is bound to go OB, and you just want to land somewhere in the middle of the fairway, hopefully hugging that right side so you have a more wide open look up this second tunnel here. And maybe you can get yourself close. I think threes are going to be really difficult to get, but you never know.
Going with my Undertaker here. Hyzer flip. Don't want to flip it too much though, because that right side is blocked, but too far left, you take the birdie out of play. So that's going to be a little out of position on the left side. I'm going to have to pitch up from there.
Hailey hugging that right side a little bit more, hoping for some ground action. Seems to have gotten it, and she will be on that right side, but outside of those trees, so she should have a nice look.
Hokom flips that one a little bit too much. It's going to find the tree right by the short tee and drop her down. She is in the fairway though, so she could save par from there for sure.
Cat also trying to ride that right side, just a little bit too inside. Wow, and she must be like right on the rock wall, which is that OB line, but got the green.
So Hokom now just needs to put this into the mouth so that she can have a clear shot at the basket. She tried to go for a little bit more, but she did get a good kick into the center of that gap.
Hailey's quite a bit back, and that is that one last tree that you need to miss in order to hit that farther gap. Unfortunately, she does kick left.
Cat just a little early out of her hand. She is going to only be progressing about 20 feet, having to throw a very similar shot. Not quite enough power on that one. She kind of just threw it a little quickly, and she's going to be well outside circle 2. So I'm just trying to flick this one around the corner to get in position. Little too much angle on that. Turns into a roller, but I stay safe. And there is a backdoor gap over there. It's just a little bit tighter.
Sarah's third shot. Trying to put this one close.
Little tight. She doesn't quite get it there. She's going to be just at the circle's edge on the short side. And this is that left side we're talking about. It's so jail over there.
Yeah.
Hailey's having to throw a sidearm roller. Doesn't quite get it far enough.
Your third shot. Nicely done. Place it right under the basket.
So now Hailey's going with a zone on a little Anheuser spinny sidearm. Doesn't get that hyzer back, but she's pin high, maybe 25 left.
Another standstill approach from Cat.
Right
She's
into
up
the
there.
mulch.
Yeah.
To save par, Hokom.
Yeah, that putt's quite a bit uphill. Really need to get it up in the air.
Right. So Hailey had a rough hole, but closes it out with a good putt to save her bogey there.
And yeah, par feels really good on this hole. Cat will also be taking a bogey, as well as Sarah. But now we're moving on to hole 3, 285 feet, par 3. Does play uphill the entire way. Definitely a wider gap, and certainly in range for many of us to get the birdie too. You just need something that's going to hold very, very straight, and just make sure you get the height right. And you're left with an elevated putt if you are close, so it could be scary, but certainly we can all make those putts.
This is my Undertaker, just trying to get my neutral flying fairway driver popped on a hyzer flip.
Yeah, perfect.
Hailey with a stalker. One looked a little too low from our angle, but we got up there and saw it inside the circle, so just perfect height on that one. Hokom coming down the right side of the fairway, getting that flex over.
Yeah, she was definitely hoping that it would hold that turn and sort of fly like a backhand hyzer, but just fades out. Cat late releases this, does seem to fight through quite a bit, and she does find herself outside circle one, but I'd say that was pretty fortunate to get through those trees on the right side.
About a 42-footer on an elevated basket.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful putt from Catrina. Wow.
Yeah.
Just rest it right. That didn't even need chains.
No.
That was just going to rest right in the bottom of the bucket.
That was very aggressive, and it certainly drops off behind the basket, so great commitment there.
Hokom runs it as well on an Anheuser putt around that tree. That was a great attempt. She's got to give it a chance when she sees the other two of us under the basket trying to get that star frame.
Good birdies by you and Hailey and Kat. And Sarah will be walking away with her par. Moving into hole 4, which is a pretty demanding hole, but taking a look at the leaderboard, we have yourself, Paige, at 8 under total, 2 under through the round. Hailey right behind you at 1 under for the round. And
Alex Benson's 2 under through 6. That's a local player from here. It was cool to see her on the chase card and 2 rounds in a row, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And hole 4, 575-foot par 4. The first shot, I have seen some people go this slight hyzer route just to put them in position in the gap just to where the drone is right now. But you'll probably see a lot of Anheuser backhand shots that are going to flex up into that same landing zone. And then you have another demanding shot through the second tunnel to put yourself somewhere close if you are nice and clean off the tee. Again, another hole that a 4 feels really good on, and a 3 feels amazing. You're going soul again?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a late turner, very glidey, and this is the best position I found myself in. Usually play this one for 4, but from there I'm going to decide if I want to attack the green or not.
Yep. Ooh, just a little early from Hailey on that forehand. She knows it.
That's going to leave her in a very tough spot in those woods deep. Katrina's got this M4 shot down. She's right in the center of the fairway again. Pretty identical to round 1 over here. Hokom just can't quite get it wide enough to get around that guardian tree.
Yeah, and this one she's got to keep a little wide so she doesn't get too much action towards that right side, and she does it perfectly right in the middle.
Beautiful. And she could save par from there, but it's going to be a really tough shot still. Wow, that's what her shot looked like from in there. Holy cow. Good out. She got onto the fairway.
Nice.
Cat with a low steamer. Not quite high enough to get to the green, but it was a great line. And she'll have a long, long look if she wants to try to run it. I'm going with my buzz here. And I thought it was beautiful, just about 6 inches too wide, and clipped the last tree. Hailey's pitch out was a little bit too far to the left, so she had to go with this sidearm turnover and leaves herself short of that rock wall.
Sarah going that inside route over the rock wall. Great shot to be able to hopefully save her par.
Oh, Hailey needed to get up and down to save a bogey. She hits that tree and she's still 35 feet away, so she needs a good putt here to save bogey.
Kat giving it a toss, you know, a possible bid from there, but she'll be settling for par. Great putt.
She makes it look so easy, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Her putt is very mechanical.
Yeah, good par pickup from Sarah, starting way back on off the tee.
Good discipline, not trying to get too aggressive on either of those other two shots.
In the morning, in the morning.
Birdie Fuel Coffee. Oh,
He took the cup. Where's he going with the cup? That's the cup.
the cup. BirdieFuelCoffee.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Paige Pierce, and today I'm going to talk to you about my 2020 Tour Series disc, the Buzz. What I love about this disc is its versatility. It's almost as far as a fairway driver, but it's so straight like a mid-range. The Buzz is a staple in my bag. I think this mold is perfect for anybody. With its slow speed and its controllable flight, it's good for all skill levels, and anybody would benefit from having a Buzz in their bag.
Hole 5, 305 feet, par 3. It's a pretty straight shot that you want that late turn if you're throwing a backhand, or it sets up really well for the forehand. There is OB all along the left side, so the forehand is nice that it fades away, but there are all of those trees on the right that if you kick on the outside left side of those, there's a good chance you're going to kick OB left. So just a really controlled shot is needed for this. And we've seen a couple of these shapes so far, and it looks like you're throwing that sole again.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to hole 1 for the shape I want. Just that late glide to the right. And it's just so easy to throw.
Yeah.
Catrina also going with the same disc she threw on hole 1. Puts a little too much hyzer on it, but it's low enough. Finds the ground and gets some skidding action. I'm not sure what to call that.
It'll be a wide open look, just
Yeah.
pretty downhill. Inside circle 2.
Hokom finds an early gap. That wasn't the intended gap, but she did get through. She'll be on the putting green. Hailey now with the Onyx.
A little low, but it's getting that late fade. Perfect skip.
Maybe
Wow.
that was your umbrella, I don't know, but I heard something. Whoa. And it sounded to me like she hit the pole, but looks like she didn't.
Big downhill putt. Oh, just left side high.
just
Oh, sit.
barely low, and this needs to get down. That is outside the circle. So she will have a jump putt to save par.
Nice. Not sure what she's looking for, but at least, she's able to minimize the damage. Nice birdie pickup.
Hailey with a drop-in birdie.
Moving into hole 6, 345 feet, par 3, plays downhill the entire way, and it's a shot that just, it feels like it's a hyzer, but it's not. You want something that's going to hold pretty straight with just that natural slight fade at the end that's just going to carry you right to the basket. I think you'll see some mid-ranges and putters just because it is so downhill.
This is my Big Z Fierce. Late release there, find an early tree and kicks pretty far left into the woods. I know that that's more than likely a bogey. It's really tough to get up and down from short on this tee pad.
Yeah. And this looks really good. It just has to miss a couple of trees at the end. And yeah, she's inside the circle, just pin high. Cat looking for that to flip up, I'm sure. Just hits that tree. She'll be dropped right around circle 2's edge, it looks like. Maybe just inside.
Hokom getting that relay to flip way around the corner. Wow. The tree kicked it even farther. She's going to be almost pin high, but quite a bit left. So I get the sidearm roller out a little ways, but still have about 100-foot look down the hill. That one just had a little too much speed, so I leave myself a tester looking back at it, 25 foot or so. Cat was running it. She's hit that one on 3, ran the one on 4. She's feeling good about the long ones.
Sarah thought she had that one. It had looked really good out of the hand.
Little right there. Gonna have to settle for a double bogey. And Hailey gets a 3-stroke swing there with the birdie.
So Sarah and Kat will walk away with pars. This hole played right around par, just a little bit over.
Do a leaderboard check-in again with that birdie there. Hailey now takes the lead at 8 under. I'm 1 behind at 7 under. And Alex Benson still hanging on to that 2 under through 7. The course does get more difficult on the back 9, so I'm curious to see how she handles that.
And hole 7, 505 feet, par 4, a pretty long sweeping dog leg up to the right. You have a couple of options. You have this sort of inside gap just to the left of the screen right now, which does make the hole play a little bit shorter, or you can try to shoot one straight up the gap and land somewhere near this tee pad, right where the drone was flying through, to give yourself a pretty wide open hyzer up to the basket. I really like this hole. I don't know, it provides so many challenges, but it feels really good when you get clean off of this tee.
Hailey with the Zeus. Just wide enough to hit that late gap. And gets a very fortunate skip through those middle trees.
Yeah, she's going to have a great look from there.
Cat now with her X3. I like this line a bit more. It's nice and wide. This fairway is tough because no matter where you land, you got something in your way or some kind of root in your footing. Hokom opts for that inside line with the relay. Looks like she pulled it a little bit too much. She might be a little tucked on the left side. And this is my Raptor. I loved it out of my hand. Just kind of have to see where it lands.
Sarah's forced to put something with a lot of turn on forehand, just doesn't quite get the angle correct, and she is going to be on that rough on the right side.
And I'm right on the base of a tree. Have to go step out and try to hyzer it, and I just pull it a little too inside.
Yeah. Cat's got a really nice look from this position. Just has to throw a hyzer around that tree that she just hit. That is the one obstacle when you're in that side of the fairway. If you can get past that, you are going to be up by the little rock wall.
Hailey with her ringer doesn't quite get the hyzer back she's looking for. Looked like she put a good amount of turn on it.
She should have a wide open look just around circle's edge.
Trying to get just past that tree, and I just nailed it. So I'm going to leave myself circle 2 look. Hokom from off the fairway finds herself in a good spot. This is to save par.
Give it to me, dude. In the basket.
Felt like it was in. Hit the ring and jumped out. Cat for a long birdie look.
Yeah, she's been running everything, so that was they were bound to fall. I mean, she was all over near the basket on those last few.
Boom.
Perfectly dead center.
Great putt from Catrina. Now Hailey's got to follow it up. She's just a couple feet inside of where Cat was.
Yeah.
She also makes it. Great birdies from these two. Just barely high enough. All right, Hokom will save the par, and this is my putt for bogey. So I will give another 2 to Hailey. That's 4 strokes in 2 holes. Actually, 5 strokes in 2 holes. So I really need to make something happen coming down these tough stretch of holes.
Yeah, hole 8, 445 feet, par 4. You just have to throw a nice straight shot that's going to land you maybe with a little bit of turn, but land you right about here. But there's a bunch of trees just sort of dispersed throughout the fairway that you have to try to get around to land yourself up into the screen. It is a slightly shorter par 4, so birdie is absolutely in the question for us. You just can't go. She might be okay over there, but it's certainly not the ideal spot to be in.
I talked about this on round 1. I was surprised to see Catrina throw a sidearm, and she's going with it again. I really don't think it's a sidearm hole. It's not that far to the right. Just tricks your brain. So she's going to overturn that one and be far left. She'll have to throw a similar type of shot, a sidearm turnover from there. The left side really pinches you. Hokom a little high.
Yeah, you can kind of tell by her body language. She didn't like the way she released that one. She's in a similar spot to Hailey, just a little shorter.
Going with the sole here. Hyzer flip, just a tiny bit of turn. Just feels so easy. I really, really am confused by the 3 sidearms on this hole. I told him too. I told him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Hailey, what are you doing throwing sidearm here? So Catrina has to throw a big turnover sidearm, and she actually almost gets it up there, but hits a very last-minute tree.
This is going to be a severe hyzer that's going to need to flip up to flat in order to get the distance.
And it goes. Beautiful shot from Hokom, using every inch of that left side of the fairway. She is going to be outside the circle, but she has a chance, and that's all you can ask for.
Hailey looking like she's lining up flex forehand. Oh, looked like it was going to pan out nicely, but just happens to hit one of the last trees.
Yep. It definitely looked like it was going to work.
Oh, back door. All right.
Little bit too turned on my fierce there. I found a secondary gap, not the primary gap I was going for, but I'm on the green, so that's all I could ask for.
Hailey just needing to put this one close and walk away with a par.
Catrina does hit a tree, but it's just right by the basket, so it shouldn't affect her too much. She's just about 20 feet.
Is there a jump putt for her birdie? Yeah.
Boom. She knew it was in. What a birdie. From out of position to a very technical shot to a 35-foot jumper. Scramble golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
just a tiny bit low. Didn't get that push off her back foot.
Birdie. Nice. So you'll be picking one back up on Hailey. And quite a different hole here we have on hole 9, 305 feet, par 3, downhill the entire way, and also very sloped downhill from the basket behind it. So you need to throw something slower that's going to check up right around here and get a nice little skid up to the basket. Certainly going long is in the question, and you definitely don't want to be off the fairway on the tee either.
Hokom with the beautiful hyzer flip, but it's just got a little too much stability. It's going to find her 50 feet down the hill on the right side. This is my big Z Fierce again, just trying to go with the slow disc. with a good hyzer. A little bit wide and fast. But I hit a tree and
Okay.
it just stopped me right on the base of that tree. Hailey with the Luna. Kind of turns out of her hand and hits one of the guardian trees.
Yeah, that left side is tricky. I mean, either side really is tricky.
Yeah, you definitely want to hit this initial gap. Catrina hits a similar tree but gets the kick to the right. So we're going to see both sides of this fairway and how they play out for the scramble. This right side I think might be worse just because of all these dead down logs.
Yeah, she looks like she's in the jungle out there.
She actually got through that gap. Wow.
Okay, Hailey's a little bit on the outside, so see if she can make this scramble shot work. Comes up a little short. She'll be just outside the circle, it looks like, looking downhill.
And that's a scary spot to be
Yeah.
because you definitely want to run it. You don't want to lay up for bogey, but it's the death putt.
Yep.
Hokom from the backside of the green.
Oh,
She has the benefit of running this because there is no downhill drop off.
yeah.
Hailey, on the other hand, if she misses, is going to be pretty far past the basket.
But she is never going to be laying those up.
Wow, and it looked beautiful, just a tiny bit right. And this could be to pick up 3 strokes. Just cannot put it in the basket, so I will be tapping in a par. If Hailey can hit this, I'll only gain 1 stroke.
A little low.
Bunch of chop ends here.
Yeah.
Definitely shows you what could happen on this 305-foot hole.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have a good drive, you're
Right.
putting. If you don't, you are in trouble. So Hailey carding a double bogey to finish out the front 9 of this 3rd round at Brewster Ridge to tie it up again at 7 under par. Sarah Hokom 6 strokes back at 1 under, and Jessica Weiss, actually from the chase card, is 1 under for the round and puts her just behind Sarah Hokom. So join us for 9 more holes on the back 9. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you soon.